On IMDb, Wed2 says family entertainment takes a dive for the worst. At the preview for The Iron Giant, my kids could barely hold their excitement. They've seen the commercials and knew several of the characters already. In advance, I had warned them that there weren't any sidekicks or catchy songs as they've been accustomed to. By the end of the film, their eyes were downcast, and it wasn't from sleep deprivation. The film isn't all that it was hyped to be. Much of what you see in the commercials is the whole film. Why go to the theaters? The commercials tell you everything. Moreover, the story isn't widely original either. If you've ever watched Where Back, Pete's Dragon, All Dogs Go to Heaven, or E.T., all children or family movies, then you've already watched this film. It's the typical plot about children who find an amazing discovery, keep it a secret, abuse its powers, and learn to extend beyond their own feelings. For my children, probably the most damaging to the plot, however, was their dislike of the giant itself. There wasn't enough to connect him with the audience, which undermines the emotion the rest of the film builds on. Without the connection between such a key character, the audience loses interest. Furthermore, the movie's animation barely matched with current releases. There weren't as many lush color tones or smooth running lines to make the film visually appealing. Don't get me wrong, Warner Brothers has had great animation in the past, although its last ventures, Quest for Camelot and The King and I, were complete flops. And if they'd only stick with Bugs Bunny, they'd have works played out in their heads. Space Jam was wildly successful. Plus, the shading and colors of old characters brought new life to their persona. In several aspects, Space Jam was far superior from animation to plot, aesthetics to witty lines when compared to The Iron Giant. Where
What
past
the
Warner
fuck?
Brothers Where past Warner Brothers animation aimed toward the family, The Iron Giant aimed for the commercial. Several times the topic of Superman, a character which Warner Brothers owned, was brought up. Soon we'll see Superman figures lined up with the corny Iron Giant banks and toothbrushes. Lastly, there's the objectional Lastly, there's the objectional material. For the first time in my life, I saw the main character of a cartoon feature-length movie use the restroom. The use of the bathroom is all too common in live-action films, but they've begun to pass into cartoons. Why does such a scene need to take place? All in all, the film relays an anti-government atmosphere.
Oh my god.
The main characters are always on the run while officials heartily chase its victims. I admit several children's books are perfect for Hollywood. This one may this one may have been one if taken from a different approach.
Wow. How many stars?
1 star.
What a fucking idiot.
This is from August of 1999. I wonder if Wed 2 has changed their mind.
To compare this to Space Jam, my blood is boiling. I have to go to a doctor.
Hello, and welcome to the Royds Revue podcast. I'm Rob.
And I'm Andy. I'm still mad about that review, Robbie.
Oh, he's still angry. He's not over it. And we are back once again to talk 1999's The Iron Giant. Andy, how are Giant?
He tries every week. Tries every week, this guy.
It works every week.
Does it?
In my mind, yes. Andy, how are you?
I'm good. Got a quick story, though.
Good. Make it good.
I'll do my best. The other day, my wife and I, we were watching some Netflix, and we saw...
like lazy Americans do.
Okay, rude.
Not bettering your lives in any way, just sitting on the couch watching TV. All right, carry on.
Okay, rude.
What brain rot were you watching this time?
We saw Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy, right? And we said, wow, those are two people that we like. Let's watch it. Turns out it was the movie Identity Thief. Now.
That was a bad idea.
Yeah, not a great movie.
No.
Jason Bateman, when it comes to line deliveries, he is unmatched. Excellent. Right? Like he can turn a shitty comedy into like an okay comedy. He's just got great line delivery. I mean, he peaked with Michael Bluth in terms of comedy, but still, he's good, right? But anyway, in the movie,
I thought that was your whole story. I thought your whole story was just going to be quickly compliment Jason Bateman. No, just going to move on, and I was like, okay, I guess.
No. In the movie, he gets his identity stolen by Melissa McCarthy's character, and for some reason, I said this. I said that it's probably not a great idea to steal somebody's identity who has the exact same name as you. And my wife was like, hold up, pause the movie. I was like, oh, all right. I paused it, and she's like, you think that she actually has his same name? I was like, yeah. She's like, no, she stole his identity. I was like, oh, I thought it was just a crazy coincidence. Turns out I'm a fucking idiot.
Actually, if you were to steal someone's identity, it'd probably be brilliant to steal someone's with the same name as you.
Yeah, because you could just chalk it up to, whoa, what a crazy mishap.
Bank error.
Yeah.
But you see that? They fucked up. Arrest the teller.
How are you?
I'm good. I just committed some identity fraud or whatever the fuck it's called.
Robbie.
Yeah. I typed in Rob Hall, and turns out I died on Everest.
Oh my God. Is that true?
Yeah, there was a famous explorer named Robert Hall who died on Everest.
Wow.
I have a very common name. Andy, what do you fucking think? Why don't you look at your computer screen and rethink that question?
All right. Not really getting any answers here, Robbie.
Okay. No, it wasn't me.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all I wanted.
I have a very common name. When I was a kid, every class I ever took, they'd be like, did you know there used to be a clothing store named Robert Hall's?
Huh.
Yeah.
Every day's a school day
Very
here on the
common
Royds
name.
Revue podcast.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But we're here to talk about the Iron Giants. Aren't Wyant.
That was rough.
I was
dude.
like, aren't we? Yeah, I'm stretching it. That was a stretch because we're already out of steam on this episode. Bye, everybody. Eddie, what year did this movie come out?
Well, this came out the year of our Megazord, 1999.
Ooh. What was the top? What were? Not what was, because there's more than 5, I'm assuming. Where am I? What were the top grossing films of 1999?
All right, number 1 was previous episode, Star Wars, the episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh, The Phantom Dennis the Menace?
Very good. It grossed, this says $430 million, but it's definitely more than that.
Do you think Mr. Wilson would be Darth Maul?
Yeah. Probably the Emperor.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Number 2 is The Sixth Sense.
And which one is that?
Seeing dead people, I guess.
Oh,
Spoiler alert. Not really. Not really. Anyway, this came out the same day as The Iron Giant.
Really? And do you know what day that is?
I believe it is August 6th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your boy's birthday.
Oh shit! Look at that. Happy birthday, Robbie.
Well, this isn't my birthday. That is my
happy birthday,
so
buddy.
Thanks, man. What else? What else came out in 1999?
Other previous episode, Toy Story 2. And then Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me, number 4. And then another previous episode, The Matrix, is number 5.
You mean Matt Ricks?
Matthew Ricks.
Yep. There's also a movie about a British kid talking about his mom. The Mummy.
Oh, Robbie. I would assume that would be one of the highest grossing ones. That's number 8.
Wow.
Uh, a movie called Large Father was number 7.
Was that Big Daddy?
That's Big Daddy. Yeah.
Angela's Ashes, more like Dustin's Dust.
Very, very good, Robbie.
More like Buster's Bust.
Nice, dude. Previous episode, Wild Wild West. Wiki Wiki Wild Wild West. That came out on my birthday, Robbie.
Wow, you had a shittier birthday than I did.
Sure did, June 30th. Then presents, don't forget, listeners.
A movie called Spring Forward? What about its sequel, Fall Back?
That's one Wheezy Robbie.
Do you get it? Because of daylight savings time. It's the fucking quote or that we say in America.
Yeah, that's good. How about The Bone Collector? That's what they call my ass.
Wow, that's a good one. I haven't heard that one before.
I've made it several times.
Oh, okay. How about this? 10 things I hate about you. Your smell, your glasses, your face, your teeth, your nails, your voice.
You know what? I take pride in the fact that you were struggling.
Was I struggling or holding back?
Rude.
Movie called Murder Cycle.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah. And also the movie Dick, which I'm sure you saw several times and were disappointed each time.
Well, I went in looking for one thing, but then I came out, I was like, that was a good movie, despite it not meeting my expectations of Dick.
Yeah. I remember leaving going, I expected more Nixon. Thought it was going to be a biopic.
There's plenty of Nixon in that, man.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't like... I thought it was
it's
his
not a
whole life.
biopic.
I wanted more Checkers.
It's a very clever movie. I enjoy that movie a lot.
I saw it once, many, many moons ago, and I don't remember a thing about it.
If you were to watch it right this instant, you would say, that's a good movie. It's
All right,
funny.
let me go watch it then.
It's clever. All right, let's pause.
All right, you hang on
We'll come
right
back.
now. No, I'm not
we're
going to
record it. All right.
Yeah, it's going to be a live stream. We're about to do a commentary of Dick in the middle of our Iron Giant episode.
That fucking sucks. I'm sorry, listeners. Ooh, here he goes.
I turned into Mario.
He's doing the triple jump.
Fuck it. You want to talk about the Iron Giant?
Yeah.
Eddie, have you seen the Iron Giant before?
Of course I have. I believe we've spoken about the story in which I made Robbie watch the Iron Giant back in the day.
Yeah.
We split a tub of cookie dough that we bought from our high school. We were still attending that high school, of course.
That's true.
And,
or I think
I was
you
like,
were. I think I may have just graduated.
Oh, you're a weirdo. Got him.
Not that weird.
No, it's not. I was like, yo, let's watch the Iron Giant. Have you ever seen it before? You were like, no. I was like, oh, we're watching it. And we watched it. And I believe it changed your life.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's a really good movie.
I don't know if it was a life-changing experience.
Okay. I guess I'm just projecting.
I do remember my girlfriend at the time saying, oh, sounds like you are enjoying Boys Night In.
Yeah. I remember that as well.
And she also said, what are you on your periods? And I said, that's
Yeah.
nice, thanks. We open up in space. It's a satellite orbiting Earth in 1957. It comes crashing down. We're off the coast of Maine. A boat is struggling. This looks awesome as the Iron Giant is in the water. And the boat just crashes into it. That looks really good.
Yeah, I really like how the sailor, he's like, oh, I see the lighthouse, and then it turns more and it's two eyes. Ooh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and he's horrified. Justifiably so.
Definitely.
I thought he was dead.
Yeah. The animation is beautiful in this movie.
I totally agree.
That's why I'm a little steamed about that review still. Talking about how the animation's not up to quality of other things coming out around that time. I mean, this looks fucking great. It's also the first instance of a completely CGI character in a cartoon.
Would that be the Iron Giant himself?
That would be the Iron Giant himself. And like, I think it looks great. I don't see any issue with it at all.
No, I totally agree. I think this movie, from start to finish, it looks incredible. So I had no idea what Wed 2 was talking about.
Yeah, I'm going to fight them.
Okay.
In the tetrahedron.
Very good. We meet Hogarth. He rides his bike to his mom's diner, and he brings a fucking squirrel into the diner and wants to keep it as a pet. Hey, fuck off, kid.
I think that, we'll get into it later because it's a lot of this is not, it's not just like told to you. It's not at the forefront of the movie either. Like we get more of a background on Hogarth briefly later in the movie, like in the middle of the movie. And
yeah,
I just something about like, I was always a fan of cartoons and media for kids that didn't like it doesn't dumb it down. You know, it's not assuming, oh, you're a stupid kid. Like this it was like respectful. Because I remember as a kid being like, I love this. And then like as an adult, I love it as well. But like other shows like the show Samurai Jack. Like I know it's completely different, but like
I was gonna say what an odd comparison.
But like it's a show that would take its time in like being artsy fartsy, but it's still for kids. But at the same time, like you would think that like network executives are like, oh, you gotta do something here. Like you can't, like the kids are gonna get bored. They're gonna change the channel. It's like, okay, if they do, then this wasn't for them. But like, it's smart. The Justice League TV show was like smart. Like all that DC animated stuff was smart, and it was for kids, and it wasn't dumbing it down. And I always like that shit. And this falls in that category. This is probably like the top tier of that stuff.
So your idea of highbrow humor is squirrel inside man's pants.
I didn't say highbrow humor.
You said
I'm just
smart.
saying.
Okay, so your idea of smart humor is squirrel in man's pants.
Okay.
I just need to clarify.
Well, I need to clarify this. You don't think that this movie's smart?
No, I do.
You're a son of a bitch, Robbie.
I just thought that was really fun to say.
Yeah.
Because then he whips it out.
Yeah, he does. He goes, sorry.
He goes, check out my squirrel.
Yep.
He says, hey, everyone, I'd like to apologize in advance for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff. You know, that's Harry Connick Jr.?
Yeah.
Huh.
He was in previous episode Independence Day.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah. Hey, is the squirrel incident why mom's got to work late? I guess that's a bundle.
Yeah, that is a bundle.
But like, she's like, I got to work late. So Hogarth's like, you know what I'm going to eat for dinner? Twinkies.
Yeah, I'm going to stuff the nozzle of the whipped cream in the Twinkie.
It sounds incredible.
I don't know. I never got into Twinkies.
Oh, when I was a kid, I could eat them all day long.
Real quick, thank you so much for listening. If you want to send us some feedback, send us an email at roydsrevue@gmail.com. That's ROYDSREVUE@gmail.com.
You could also find our music on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your music by searching The Royds. That's ROYDS. We have 2 albums and a Christmas song. Hope you like it. I really like the painted backgrounds.
Okay.
Like they're all like really, again, like takes place in autumn. I'm assuming it's Maine, so it's like you could tell it's a little chilly. It's just really well done. It's like
probably from the snow later on.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it starts off. It's like maybe the end of fall or something, because like everything's real, like orange, red, brown, very like rustic colors, right? And like again, bringing it back to that review, person was like, "It's dull." Like, no, it's fucking beautiful, you idiot. Look at it. Like, it looks great. Anyway, sorry.
No, you're cool. This is also great because at nighttime we actually see things. Like when Hogarth, after the TV cuts out, he decides to just walk into the woods.
Yeah.
I'm an 8-year-old kid. Let me just walk into the fucking woods.
He's got balls, Robbie.
Yeah. Balls and no brain.
Nice. I like how it's played like a horror movie or like a creature feature that he was just watching on TV. Like I like how as he meets the giant for the first time, or not even meets, like sees, it's like playing out like the movie he was just watching. And that's cool.
Yes.
That's good.
I think throughout this movie, one of the small highlights of it is all of the shots of the people watching TV. Because they put a lot of care and detail into what people are actually watching on television in the background.
Yeah. And like I think they're good at planting this movie where it takes place in time. Like everything's very, oh, we're in the Cold War.
Yes.
Like Sputnik just launched. Shit's a little scary right now. And how people are, they're looking to the news and all that stuff for information and maybe even comfort or whatever. But
fear mongering.
Yeah, all that. And I really like how the Iron Giant, when he first sees like the lights again, his eyes are like lights, and then he approaches Hogarth and it's just like bam, 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 and it's like you see it from Hogarth's perspective, so you're looking from the ground up, and as he gets closer, he gets out of frame because he's so big.
Yes,
and it just like really helps to set the scale of how big this motherfucker is. Just really good. This is a great movie with great direction.
Yes. So he rips the top of this facility and he just starts chowing down on it.
Nom, nom, nom.
And then he gets King Kong because he just starts getting electrocuted.
Yeah.
Hogarth saves the giant. All right, cool. Hogarth's mom comes. And then I guess the giant goes into stealth mode.
Yeah.
Because he like sneaks away without the mom noticing. And the mom's like, I don't believe you.
Well, she's not even like, I don't believe you. She's just like, here we fucking go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like we've already established Hogarth is a bit of an odd duck.
Well, that's why she told him no scary movies.
Right. And like even in the restaurant, like he's the kid who brings a fucking squirrel into a restaurant. You know, he's a weird kid.
Did the squirrel bite that guy's nuts, actually? I should have asked that in questions, too. I just thought of that.
You still can, Robbie. The segment didn't happen yet.
Yeah, but I guess then now it's blown.
I really like the duck and cover video that they're watching in class. Again, really plants it in the year of their Megazord. I'm not going to say because it's part of my trivia.
1950.
Don't you dare, Robbie. Don't you dare do this to me.
Okay. Okay. That video is also hilarious.
Yeah, I like how like the bomb hits and like the person hides under the desk and it's just a massive crater, but the desk is still held up. Like, that's great. Great.
It's also a great shot when they're driving back, seeing the robot standing in the background.
Yes.
At night.
And then the transition, it's to him drawing that.
Yeah.
Very good. Cinematography.
Very, very good. Skinamax.
Ooh.
The boat captain calls the feds, and we get Chet Mansley or whatever his name is. Kent Mansley. That's right. Kent Mansley. Yes. I am that response.
Well, is it Kent or Kit?
Is it Kit? I thought it was Kent because
I don't know, because like when I was looking up trivia, it said Kent, but like I remember him saying Kit.
Oh, you know what I can do? This is an amazing thing. I'm on the internet, and you'll never believe what the internet
has. Robbie, it's a fad. It'll never catch on.
What did you just call me? Andy. You're in trouble for saying that's 2023. My word.
Actually, it's 2024, Robbie.
That's true. When this is coming out is 2024.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've wasted. It's Kent Mansley because it's Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah. He does a great job in this.
Oh, yeah. The whole
Honestly,
cast
everybody.
is excellent.
This is the greatest thing Vin Diesel has ever done, hands down. I'm not even joking.
I don't disagree.
Fucking, we'll get into it later, but goddamn. All right.
I like the Fed's line. He goes, the man's line. Big things happen in big places.
That's great stuff because then he goes to put the BB gun in his car.
Yeah.
And it drops to the floor, and there's a big fucking chomp taken out of his car. And then he gets the farmer, and he comes back, and his whole car is gone.
Gone. And once again, that robot is in stealth mode.
Oh, hell yeah. He's just prone. He's prone. He's Metal Gear Solid. He's crawling through the fucking brush. But he's got a 95% stealth camo on the thing. You know what I'm talking about. Metal Gear
It goes
fans,
invisible as he runs into the forest.
Yeah. But I like how the farmer's like, what are we looking at here? And then he's like, something big. Evidently, I was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
there's something big going here.
Oops.
Yeah. But he's like deliciously a fucking dick.
Yes.
You know,
he's
like
so hateable.
Yeah. You love it. You love to hate him.
With all of this shit around town, Hogarth's mom really should believe him at this point. Because, like, you're seeing cars being eaten. Like, there's a building that's half eaten, and his mom's still like, with his crazy stories.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, wait, come on, lady.
Yeah, at this point, I'd be like, hey, Hogarth, tell me a little more about that.
Yeah. And then he's prying around. Mansley's prying around. At one point, he's like, hey, what did you say? He was talking about a giant robot?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's just crazy stuff. Hey, lady, this federal agent is interested. Obviously, it's not crazy. Yeah. You're an idiot.
Yeah, it's also Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
Wow.
She's also, you cannot tell it's Jennifer Aniston. I think she does a great job here.
Yeah.
But the mom is stupid as shit because at some point you have to go, all right, I think this robot's real.
Yeah. I like how, first off, when the giant finds Hogarth again, and he thinks he's going to kill him, but he drops the sign, the on-off switch from when he saved him, showing like, okay, this isn't just a monster. It's like a thing with feelings.
That's when Hogarth goes out to feed the giant crunchy metal.
Yeah. And then he stops the train with his noggin.
Everyone on board is dead.
Apparently not. They got right out and they were like, hey, everything okay? I think we just hit a giant metal man.
Someone is dead on that
They gotta be, yeah. And I like how it, like his hand fell off, right?
Yeah.
So he repairs him. We learn that he can repair himself. I really like the grace scene. Like he's saying, like his mom's like, you got to say grace. He's like, okay. But he sees the hand is in the kitchen, just like fucking around.
Yes.
And he's like, Lord, get out of here. Devil. Like, that's great stuff.
And
that's
stop the devil.
Yeah. That's very good stuff.
That's like the greatest version of grace of all time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's excellent. It's usually things like that are like, it's like kind of like a time waster. It's like, all right, this is your comic relief, but it's not really worth your time. But like, this was good. It was entertaining. It was good. It's good. It's good. This is a good fucking movie, Robbie.
I agree. Mansley calls his superior Rogard, played by the great John Mahoney from Frasier.
Yeah. You can't tell me that he wasn't modeled after Tommy Lee Jones, though, right?
I could see that. Now that you say that, I didn't think about that, but I could totally see it.
I like how he's calling the general, and the general's just like laughing at him.
Yes. He's like, there's not a giant robot.
Yeah. Like he already hates Mansley. Like you could tell. Like they have history, and he's just like, I think you're a fucking putz. But like he's laughing at him, and I like how Mansley, he's just like on the phone in their kitchen, and he sees they have an oven mitt that's like a goofy face.
Yeah.
And it's just looking at him, and he turns it over. He's like, everybody's laughing at me, even this fucking oven mitt. It's great. It's great stuff.
Well, right after that, when Mansley's driving off, he's making fun of Hogarth's name, and he comes back, and Hogarth answers the door, and he's exasperated. He goes, Kent Mansley, you work for the government. Like, no one takes this guy
Yeah.
seriously.
Well, even after the phone call, he hangs up the phone and the phone falls off again. And he tries to put it back and it falls off again. And then he just starts smashing
Yeah.
it. Like, he can't even fucking hang up a phone.
This Christopher McDonald, this is the perfect character because this is the same kind of character he played in Happy Gilmore, Shooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Everyone's
but
just
like,
laughing at him.
but this guy has actual pull,
Yes.
which we see later. But yeah, I really like all that. I
really like the visual a little earlier of the robot sitting down and he slowly how he bends over, like he bends his knees and then just slams onto the ground on his ass.
yeah, it's good stuff.
And then someone ran over and took a big sniff of the ground there.
I don't remember that part, Robbie.
I do.
I like we get a nice big duty joke when Hogarth is trying to push the hand out the window.
Yeah.
And Mansley tells him you got to chew his food, and the mom just looks at him like, "That's too lowbrow, dude. You're not impressing me." Like, fuck you.
Hogarth gives the giant like comics and magazines and shit to read. Like he's just like you'll get this. You'll understand all of this, I'm sure.
Well, he does because he's like he shows him the comics, right?
Yeah.
And this part I really like this because he points like the giant points to Atamo. He's like, "That's me." And Hogarth is like, "No, man, you're Superman.
Yeah.
Like Atamo's a bad guy. You're a good guy." And he's like, "Superman. All right, yeah, that's me." And like that fucking changes the giant for the better. Like he's like, "Oh, I am a hero. Okay, cool."
I also think it gives us a great idea of like he kind of in his head he kind of knows what's coming later on.
Yeah, and he knows. I mean, he's learning.
Because the kid does him a disservice by not explaining to him this is how people view you.
Right. Well, he does later
He
when
sets him up for all that. So in reality, this is all Hogarth's fault.
I don't know if I could agree with that, right? He in the very next scene they go out and like I really like when like he gets in the giant's hand and then the giant stands up and the force is so great that it pushes him to the ground.
Yeah.
Like again showing the scale. And then he starts moving and you see him he gets pushed back. He has to hold his finger to like stay on his feet because the giant's fucking massive. And he's like, "Oh, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's Rockwell or whatever. That's that town." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he starts running. And Hogarth's
Don't you
like,
dare!
"Dude, they are not ready for you. They're not ready." Okay, they like Russia just fucking launched a satellite. We're all scared. They're not ready for you. And he's like, "Oh, okay. All right. But I'm really hungry."
Sad boy now.
Yeah. And then they find the scrapyard owned by Squirrel Dick.
Yeah. Yo, he's going ham in that scrapyard.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, like, and then you start to feel bad. It's like, hey, whoa, wait. He makes art out of that? Okay, so this guy's a loser.
Well, he's a beatnik.
Yeah.
You know? He's beating people named Nicholas.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Santa Claus better watch out.
You better watch out.
You better not pout.
Yeah.
I don't blame Dean for first being like, he cannot stay here.
Oh, yeah. And like Dean is immediately characterized as like a decent guy because even in the restaurant before he flashes everybody,
yeah,
he like that the sailor is saying like I saw a giant metal man, and he sees everybody's making fun of him, and he's like, "Hey, I saw it too." Like his instinct is to like it's
someone's
one of
gotta
empathy.
stick up for the kooks.
Yeah,
thanks.
Like,
that's how we have Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thanks a lot, Dean.
It was the Jewish space laser. He's like, I saw it too.
No,
No, Dean, no. You know, he's immediately characterized as like an empathetic person. So we know he's got a good heart. He's a good person. And even like Hogarth shows up and he's like, oh, all right, I guess come in, check out my fucking weird art. It's not great, right?
No, it's not, Dean. In fact, the robot improves on it later. That's how shit you are.
Yeah, I really like that part.
Oh, it's cool, but it's just absolutely hysterical that something with no concept of human art can do better art than Dean.
Well, he's like, get that out of your mouth. And then he like throws it on the ground. He's like, oh shit, that's pretty good. Oh shit. This movie just flows really well. Like it's like all right, this happens and then this happens, and then like nothing happens for no reason. It's just a really tight movie.
And nothing sticks around too long. It's incredibly well paced.
It's everything about it. This is a 10 out of 10 movie for me.
Because well, then right after that, we get Hogarth returning home at dawn. We get the great trope of the mom seeing him getting in bed, thinking he's just waking up.
Yeah.
And we find out Mansley is staying with them.
Yeah, which they show the for rent sign earlier. Yeah. And they don't fucking tell you. They're not like, oh, by the way, nobody called for the rent, yada yada. Like, no, they're just like letting you understand the movie without spelling it out for you.
Yeah. And then Hogarth and Mansley go and get shakes, and Hogarth slips some laxatives.
He drugs him. And he's like, I can't shake this fucking guy. But right after he drugs him, right? He sprinkles the X-Lax. And the conversation they have is very good. He's like, what's the big whoop? What, even if there is a robot, like, who cares? And he's like, who cares? We do.
Yeah. That rant by Mansley is incredible.
Yeah.
How anything not made by the US is dangerous.
Yeah, we must destroy it. And it's like, that's so like spot on to like what the mentality was back then. It was all just like you said, fear mongering, and like we have to be the first to do it because who knows who's going to drop the bomb, like yada yada yada. Very good stuff. And then
wait, I know who dropped the bomb. Never mind.
Robbie. But I like how right at the end of his rant, you hear like a gurgle, and he's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
I have to shit liquid hot magma.
I love that they keep cutting back to him having to take a shit.
Yeah.
Because in a lot of movies where they do a laxative joke, the guy just goes to the bathroom once and it's it. But
no,
he's constantly having to go back to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he does it the bear way, and he does not wipe.
No, and you could see his face. I like how his face gets more and more like, oh my God. Oh, I can't keep doing this. It's weird to say, but it's a tasteful laxative scene.
Let's not stretch it. Andy's heights of humor. Man. This is the height of smart humor for Andy. Is laxative where the guy keeps going back, and a squirrel in the guy's pants. Andy puts that up against Frasier any day.
Listen, I've never seen Frasier.
It's an excellent show. The reboot is kind of hot garbage. I watched the whole thing.
You watched the whole thing? It can't be that bad.
I like to finish what I start.
Okay.
That's why this podcast will never end. It'll be like The Simpsons. I'm going to do it until I'm fucking dead.
Speaking of The Simpsons, Brad Bird, the director and writer of this.
Incredible director.
Yeah. He wrote and directed a lot of Simpsons episodes.
Yes. He also did the first Incredibles movie.
And the second one, which I didn't see.
I did see the second one. It was all right.
All right. So he did The Incredibles. He did The Iron Giant. He did Ratatouille.
Mm-hmm. Great movie.
Yeah. All these movies, again, they're for kids, but they're for everyone. But they're also not like, duh, look at the shiny thing, you stupid fucking kid. It's like smart and great. But also, he directed Mission Impossible 4, which is my favorite Mission Impossible.
I've only seen one Mission Impossible movie.
Go check it out.
That was a previous episode.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
So
I like when the Fed is developing his photos, the mom comes back with toilet paper for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
because he's still shitting.
Also, When the giant jumps into this lake,
Yeah.
there are dead people.
Oh yeah.
He creates a tidal wave that wipes out half the fucking town.
I thoroughly enjoy that scene. First off, Dean, he's reading a paper and the wave is coming and he just like puts the paper over his face. He's like, I just can't look at it.
I know what's coming, but I'm not gonna watch.
And he gets washed into the street and a car passes and they're like, hey, you're in the middle of the road. He goes, yeah. You're in the middle of, yeah. The guy's like, all right, I'll keep driving. That's good stuff. But that is also, again, it's one thing leads to another. That's the moment where he's like, Hogarth, we cannot hide this guy forever.
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
look at what just happened. That was just us playing around. Like, we can't hide him. And then they come up with an ingenious plan.
They do. But before that ingenious plan, that deer scene is incredibly sad.
Holy shit, Robbie. Holy shit, Robbie.
That deer scene, the line, it's bad to kill, but it's not bad to die, is an incredible line.
Yes, it is. Also, if this movie was paced in even a slightly different way, this turn would come out of fucking nowhere. Because right now it's kind of like it's a romp, but also like, oh shit, Mansley's like kind of figuring this shit out.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, it's about death and like having a soul. Like, where are we going here? But it's for some reason it works here because it's subtle. It's not. It's just really well done. Like, he pokes the deer, and Hogarth is like, "Don't do that," and he's like, "Oh," like he's scared. He's
Right.
like, "What do I do?" And he's like, "There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's dead. That's how death works. It's a part of life." And like you said, it's not bad to die. It's bad to kill.
I mean,
And like,
we get a clear anti-gun message here,
yes,
which I'm going to be honest, if they're making this movie today, I don't know if they're going to be allowed to put that in there.
you know what? I think this movie would do better if they released it today. You know, financially.
I mean, I think maybe.
Well, I mean, you think about it, like you could say that's woke, right? Air quotes. I'm doing air quotes on a.
I think that message gets cut altogether if they're making this movie today.
See, I think they lean into it more.
I don't think they would. I think they would get rid of it because they'd say test audiences wouldn't like that because they'd cry and complain. And at least in America, that line would not be in it if they made it today. People would not be able to handle it.
Huh. Well, I have a quote from Bad Bird. It's a
Bad Bird.
That's one bad bird, baby.
It's similar to Bad Bunny. It's Bad Bird.
Yeah. But he says, this is from IMDb. It says Brad Bird was in part inspired to make this film as a memorial to his sister Susan, who died at the hands of her estranged husband by gun violence. And his pitch was this: what if a gun had a soul and didn't want to be a gun? What a profound question to ask.
Interesting.
For some reason, I thought Brad Bird was that other guy. I think he did Toy Story 2. We talked about it on that podcast. Check that out. But like, apparently he's like a deviant.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I thought Brad Bird was also a deviant for some reason. I guess I was crossing those two people in my mind, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." I was like, "Wait, let me make sure." And he's not. He's clean. I was like, "Oh,
no, he's a good guy.
Man's a hero."
Brad Bird, welcome on the podcast anytime.
Anytime. I'll give you a kiss on the mouth.
I mean, we do it via Zoom.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, you come around here. I'll come to you. I'll come to you. I'll give you a kiss on the mouth, man.
Okay.
Not in a weird way. Like, I'm not trying to. It's like a respectful kiss. Like, wow, I really enjoy your work.
Well, that has ruined our chances of ever having him on the podcast.
Ah, damn.
You do this all the time.
All the time. We almost had Stevie Spiels on.
That's a lie.
Robbie, go with the bit.
We can't lie to the people.
Riff my bit. We almost had fucking Ridley Scott on.
That's true.
I said I'd eat his ass.
You don't want to know what he said to Sofia Coppola.
No, no, you don't. All right, so I like how Hogarth, he drinks the espresso, right? He's like, yeah, I'm cool. He's like, you
Yes.
sure this is pretty strong shit? He's like, nah, I'm cool. And the next scene, he's just like jittery as hell. And that's where he explains very briefly, like, his background. Like he got moved up a grade because he's brainy. And like he gets made fun of for it. Like even in that short scene in the school, they were like, "What is Poindexter over here trying to say?" Like, so there's a little insight to him. Like he's lonely, and he has a friend in the giant. Like he finally has somebody to listen to him. Finally, somebody who's like gives a shit about him because his mom's always working, and the kids at school, they don't care for him. Like it didn't have to be a whole long thing. It was just like a quick line, and then plus what we've seen earlier in the movie, and it all just like starts adding up. It's like, wow, this is good.
At one point, Mansley goes full evil because he threatens to have Hogarth taken away from his mom.
Yeah, and then he chloroforms him.
And then he's like, I'm gonna watch this kid sleep.
Yeah,
And I like when Mansley wakes up, Hogarth's like, hey, Ken.
yeah, that's good stuff.
He's just walking around.
And that's such a good like power play. It's like I was in control the whole time, dude. Fuck you. That's good stuff. Also, to travel back before Dean sees the robot and like Hogarth has the espresso. He goes outside and they see the robot. His first instinct, Dean's first instinct is to protect Hogarth.
Yeah.
Which is again showing like, oh, this is a good guy.
Yeah, and it's a justifiable reaction too when you first see that thing to be like, get this kid out of here.
Yeah, like we gotta run, but it's very good. And I also like how after he explains the situation, Dean just gets up and walks in his house and closes the door. He's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Absolutely not.
That's good stuff. But yeah, so he Mansley chloroforms a child after threatening to take him away from his family.
Incredible stuff. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, okay, this guy's just given up on being any resemblance of a good guy.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be pissed if I were poisoned with laxative, for sure. But I'm not going to drug a kid and nail his fucking window shut.
Listen, if you've been outsmarted by a kid at that point, you lose.
You lost. Lose. He already lost. That's the thing. Yeah. He already lost.
Like, you can't get... The only thing you can do is go to his mother and say, your son put laxative in my fucking milkshake.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. This is another example of a guy, of an adult in this movie who's a fucking moron. Because if he just goes to the mom and goes, your fucking kid just poisoned me.
Yeah.
His mom's be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're never leaving the house. You're never leaving my side. You're coming to work with me.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden she starts shitting a little more.
Talking about ice cream, right?
I do like how they do the cover up, right? So Mansley gets the army, right? They show up and they go to the junkyard and they're like, where's the big robot? And Dean's like, the robot? Oh, the robot. Yeah, he's over here. And like, I love how he's taking his sweet time. And he's just like, yeah, I was going to sell him, but you know what? He means too much to me, you know? And then he opens the door and they disguised him as one of his art pieces. And I love how the general's just like, Mansley, can I have a word outside? And he just fucking reams him out. He's like, you dick.
He's just screaming at him outside the fuck. And you son of a bitch. Do you know how stupid you look right now? It's fucking great.
That's great stuff. And then the mom is infatuated with Dean.
Yeah.
She's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I'd like to see you, I saw you squirrel dick before. That shit was pretty hot.
The giant almost blasts Hogarth to bits after that, though.
Now that's good stuff. So like he's reacting to the gun, right? And Hogarth doesn't even see it. Yeah, and like the gun jam, like the toy gun jams, and he ducks behind cover, And luckily he did that because the giant zaps with his eyeballs. And Dean sees that and he's like, oh my God, he's a weapon. And like he's like, get out of here, get out of here. And then you see the giant.
You fucking Harry and the Hendersons him. Get out of here,
you stupid animal. But like he's like, get out of here. Like, we don't want you. You're a big, dangerous, scary guy. And the giant, like, again, they do such a good job with the like emoting on the giant's face.
Yes.
Like, he's heartbroken. He's devastated. He's like, I'm a Tomo. Fuck, I'm a Tomo. I wanted to be Superman, but I'm a bad guy. And he has the S and he throws the S to the ground and he runs away. And then I love how immediately Dean puts it together. It doesn't take a long time. He sees the gun and he was like, oh, he was reacting.
Yeah.
That's good. Like, because in a worse movie, it would be way drawn out. You know, like he'd be like keeping Holy, like he'd be like, Hogarth, no, he's too dangerous.
Yeah, we get a half an hour
yeah.
of them running from the giant and hiding and shit and trying to convince
Right.
them to go back.
Yeah, like I'm glad that it just immediately he's like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
It's good.
When the giant saves these two boys from falling to their death, Kent immediately goes, he's stomping the town.
Yeah. I like also later he says like Dean is like he has the kid, and then he goes to the general. Mansley goes to the general. He's like, he killed a kid.
Yes,
dude, you're being such a fucking asshole.
Because he's gonna get the kid killed doing that shit.
Yeah, and for some like it's not that he's like a government figurehead saying like the things to scare the people. He's actually scared.
Yeah,
Mansley is legitimately terrified of anything that isn't American made because it's something that could kill us. And like I like how he's the embodiment of that mentality. Like that's a very good touch.
Yes.
You know, I like how he saves like the giant. The kids are looking at the giant and they fall, and the giant saves them, and the whole town sees it. So now they're ready. Like Hogarth said, oh, they're not ready yet. Now they're ready. They've seen it. And then what happens? The fucking military, they blast him.
Yes.
They were all ready, but you weren't. You weren't ready. America. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Well, the giant flies into the sky carrying Hogarth, and Hogarth's like, don't shoot them. And then you see the giant, when he fights his instinct to blow up the plane, because he audibly says no and he covers up his own eyes.
That's good stuff.
So he doesn't shoot. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. He gets blasted so hard that it like knocks him out of the sky.
Yeah.
And he lands and he thinks that Hogarth is dead.
Oh, and he's pissed.
Yeah, and he like loses all sense of self and he becomes a weapon.
Yes. And it looks sick. This weapon looks fucking sick.
It's pretty sick. And he starts blasting. I do like the immediate change.
Nuke it.
Like, yeah, like they're like immediately they're like, wow, we are completely outgunned. We cannot fucking touch this thing. That's good stuff. And yeah, then they're like, all right, we gotta nuke this thing because that nothing else is working. And you know, Dean and Hogarth's mom are like, oh, Hogarth's all right, let's bring him to the giant. And Hogarth runs to the giant, and he's like, hey, I'm alive. And the thing has a gun right to Hogarth, and he's like, you are who you choose to be.
Yeah.
So you got to choose. Like, are you my friend or are you a gun? Choose. It's fucking profound. It's very good.
The giant turns back, and Mansley just fucks them all. We go, launching the missile.
That's good stuff. Well, I like how when the giant turns back, he's terrified of what he just did. Like, he's like, yeah, everybody sees like, oh, he's reactive. He's actually fine. And everybody's on board. But Mansley. He's like, launch the nuke now. And I love what the general says to him. He's like, you just told them to launch a nuke at our position. No, at the giant's position. He's like, yeah. He's like, where's the giant, Mansley?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, shit.
Why'd I have the bowl, Bart? Why'd I have the bowl?
Well, then he gets in a car. He's like, I don't want to die. I'm not dying for my country.
And
I want
the
to
giant
live.
sticks his hand right in
that's
front of that
great
fucking
stuff.
car.
And
I
the
love
general's like, he could stay here and die like a good American or whatever he says. It's like,
yeah.
I like it. I like how there is a bit of that. Maybe the government doesn't have your best interests. You know, I like how they have that.
And then the giant's like, I know what I got to do.
Yeah.
And that's when he tells Hogarth, like, don't follow me.
Oh, he says, you stay,
Yeah.
I go, no following.
It's like,
That's
he can't
what
follow.
Hogarth said
He
to
can't
him.
fly, idiot.
Yeah. But it's a callback, Robbie.
Oh.
Now, Robbie, be honest with me, because I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Not really.
I cried.
Okay.
Cried I cry literally every time I watch it.
That's good.
Yeah. In fact, the time we watched it, I guarantee I cried, but I was like, oh, this is a pretty good movie though, right?
You know what? I can explain to you why I did not cry.
Okay.
I'm sure the first time I saw it, I absolutely did. I think the reason I didn't cry this time is because I know what happens after where he puts himself back together.
Yes. Also wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Does not take away from the.
No,
from
I
the
don't
whole
think so
thing.
either. It's just, I think because in the back of my mind, I know it's like, he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
Yeah. Basically a giant Lego that fell apart.
Yeah. Got nuclear blasted. Yeah, so he says, you stay, I go, no following, right? And he flies up, and as he's flying, he hears Hogarth say, you are who you choose to be. And he says, Superman. And that's when I'm like, fuck, am I crying? God damn, are these tears flowing?
And then over the credits, if I go crazy, I will.
Nice. Like, wow, they really ruined it with that, huh? Well, I watched this with my wife, and she was crying, right? She was crying at, like, you stay, I go, no following. I hear her go, fuck. And then she's like, Vin Diesel put his whole Vin Dussy into this.
No.
I told her I was going to quote her on that. So here I am. But this is the greatest performance that Vin Diesel has ever put in a movie.
Yeah, probably.
Because it's very good. And he usually doesn't do very good stuff. But it's this, and then there's like We Are Groot, you know?
Yeah.
Like We Are Groot is great. Because he's doing a lot with a little there. And in this, he's the same. He's great at being like a big dumb thing. And not that the giant's dumb. That's not the point. You know what I'm saying? He's great at doing a lot with the little talent he has. If that makes sense. Fucking
no, I totally
Vin
get
Diesel
you. No, I totally
reason.
know what you mean.
Yeah. So he gets blasted apart, and then he we see him putting himself back together at the end. He's in like Iceland or some shit.
Yeah, I forgot exactly where it was, but he's in the snow.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time for him to get back together, but he'll be back.
Yeah,
and that's great.
And then he's gonna face Godzilla.
That's not where this should go.
That'd be cool, though.
It would be cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Warner Brothers, you could do it.
I guess you could.
Oh, let's go. They have the MonsterVerse. So pretty soon we have Kong x Godzilla, the new empire, right? So the next movie, they're like, okay, we need to do something to take out these kaijus. They're like, release the Iron Giant. And Hogarth's like, no, don't do that, no.
Hogarth's like fucking 70 now.
Yeah, okay. He's dead. He's probably fucking, it's Hogarth's, it's Hogarth's, I don't know, granddaughter.
Yeah, okay.
And she's like, oh, it's my grandpa's Iron Giant. How cool is that? And it's Iron Giant versus Godzilla. What do you think?
I think it's Kong times Godzilla.
What does that equal? A new empire?
I believe so. I think
it's a formula because it says a new empire under it. So I think it's Kong times or Godzilla times Kong divided by a new empire.
I think it's King Kong to the power of Godzilla.
That movie looks silly as shit.
Oh yeah, I'm here for it though. I like
Oh, I'm
that
gonna
shit.
see it.
I liked. I've only seen Godzilla vs Kong, and I enjoyed that. I thought it knew exactly what it was. It was just like a
Yes.
big punch up. Like hell yeah, it's
Yeah.
good stuff.
I've seen all of them. I've enjoyed pretty much all of them.
Cool. We're probably gonna do some of those later
Fuck,
later this year, brother.
Andy.
So the credits rolled on the Iron Giant, and one of the first things was Pete Townsend
Yes.
of the Who.
Yes.
You know more about that?
I do.
Would you like to explain?
Sure. So originally, this was going to be a musical, and Pete Townsend had released an album called the Iron. Well, this is giving away one of my trivia questions, but called the Iron Man because the novel was originally called the Iron Man.
Yeah, that's one of my trivias as well. So
Yeah. And so Pete Townsend wrote in 1989, the album came out, Iron Man, a musical by Pete Townsend. And eventually they had dropped all of the music stuff in this, but because of Hollywood, he gets listed as an executive producer.
Oh, he didn't. He actually didn't do anything.
Nope, he did absolutely nothing. He got asked about it. Like he's like, "Hey, how do you feel about it? Like not using any of the music?" And he said, "I got paid."
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I thought he was like actually involved.
No, but if you listen to the album, you could kind of understand. Oh, I see why you wouldn't do this. Why you wouldn't use this.
I mean, when I think Pete Townsend, I don't think like, let me have that guy write a song for my animated movie. You know?
It was a trend, especially in the '90s, because they had
Phil Collins.
Elton John did The Lion King, Phil Collins did Tarzan.
Tarzan was this year as well, 1999.
Yeah, so like this would have, I mean, he would have fit in there. You know what I mean, in that vein.
Yeah,
but
it was
more
also
niche
than Phil Collins, though. You know,
I'm sorry.
He's a little more niche than Phil Collins.
Probably, but it was also
broad.
because he had already released an album based on the book.
Right.
Like they were like, hey, this is kind of like pre-made for us to use.
Yeah. So the album's not great.
There's one really good song on it.
Okay.
Called "A Friend Is a Friend." He actually has Roger Daltrey and John Entwistle on 2 songs. One is called "Dig," and the other is called "Fire." "Fire" is one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever heard.
Wow.
And "Dig" is boring. Yeah. I would clarify most of the Iron Man, a musical by Pete Townsend, as boring.
Okay. So,
but "A Friend Is a Friend" is a good song.
Okay. I'm glad this isn't a musical.
Me too.
I think that this is actually a perfect movie in every way.
All right, cool. So does that mean you want to go to Letterboxd?
Yes, that is exactly what I like to do.
Interesting. All right, so I'm gonna go here, my little Letterboxd box, otherwise known as my phone that has the Letterboxd app.
Huh.
And you can follow us on Letterboxd at the Royds Band. And I'm gonna type in the Iron Giant, and I'm gonna look Andy in the eye, and I'm gonna ask him, Andy, what do you want to give the Iron Giant?
I would give this 5 out of 5 stars.
That's what I was thinking too, and that's what I did.
Yes.
So that's it. 5 stars. The vaunted 5-star rating from the Royds, given to 3 films now. Track It, Rack It, Turn Around and Smack It.
Excellent, Robbie.
Thank you. I have one question about this movie.
I don't have any.
All right. So you ready for my one question?
Yes.
Questions. Are all of the Giant's individual parts sentient? Because like his finger was watching TV at one point.
Yeah. And even that screw was like, hey, let me out of here.
Yeah. But like, I get the screw was going towards the rest of the Iron Giant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the hand seems to be like, I'm just gonna watch TV. Like, is that the giant? Is that the giant telling the hand to watch the TV and like he's also watching it through the hand? Or did the hand stop on its own to be like, I'm gonna watch some TV?
I don't know, because when it fell off, he didn't even notice. Because
Right.
you remember, he like looks at his hand, he's like, "Oh shit, my hand's gone." And then we see it like fucking around in the kitchen. So yeah, I think a lot of him is sentient.
And like when that happens, like when they're on his body, I guess here's a follow-up. When they're on his body, right?
Yeah.
Are they still like individual, have their own like minds, or do they have to come off of him? Because like,
Huh.
are his feet like, I'm feet right now, I'm
Yeah.
walking?
I'm walking it.
I hope no one tickles me. But like, but like, is he like, are his feet like, no, like I'm his feet right now, or they're like, at any time I could just get out of here?
Um, I would like to think once they're all connected, they're like, one mind. But maybe separate they have their own minds.
This concept has been on my mind since that scene.
That's a good question,
Yeah.
honestly.
I
I
was
didn't even think about that.
I was like, I don't know why, because I think that makes him more of a weapon if each of his individual parts become like, oh yeah, you destroyed a lot of him, but here's his pinky.
Yeah. Also, here's a question. When he thinks Hogarth's dead, he like, he goes into like a rage mode, he becomes a weapon. But the little dent in his head pops up. He no longer has that dent. So I think that do you think that is him, his actual purpose is he's a weapon? Because that when the dent comes out, that I feel like that might be symbolic of, all right, this is the real me, because the dent was kind of like, oh, I forgot everything. But now he remembers, like, oh, I'm a killing machine.
So the only reason he's not killing is because he had brain damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had
I
a
mean,
bump on the noggin and he stopped killing.
so, I mean, okay. Here I go. Goku was sent to Earth by the Saiyans to take over the planet. But as a baby, he fell on a rock, cracked his head. And now he's like, not a mean guy. But all Saiyans are like mean. So, like,
Wait, no, hold on. Is that true?
that is true.
That's the actual lore.
Yeah.
How young
Yeah.
was he when he hit his head?
Like a baby.
Was he dropped by like his adopted parent?
Yes. It's like glossed over too. It's real quick because out of nowhere you find out Goku's an alien. He's not an alien the whole time until he is. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Robbie's rubbing his eyeball.
I'm flabbergasted. The more I hear about Dragon Ball Z, it's one of those weird things where like I'm very curious as to how all of this plays out,
Mm-hmm.
but yet I know if I watch all of it, I will become furious.
See, the thing is with Dragon Ball, it's at first it's straight up comedy with a
Right.
little bit of action. And then as it goes, it's kind of forgetting the comedy and it's more like action, action, action. And because of that, it gets away with a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good. It's very good. It's one of my favorite things.
I know.
Yeah.
But continue on. Sorry, that was absolutely stunning to me what you just told me about Dragon Ball. I just thought Goku was just a good guy.
I mean he is, but it's kind of the trope of like, oh, I'm supposed to be a bad guy, but Earth changed me.
No, that's not the trope because Superman didn't get knocked on the head so he was a good guy.
Well, Superman's different. He was raised by God-fearing Americans.
Very good.
Am I wrong?
No, but who was Goku raised by?
Some guy.
And he became a good
martial
guy.
arts guy. Yeah, but he was a good martial arts guy.
But Goku was inherently evil.
Yes, but then he cracked his head.
Superman wasn't inherently evil.
No, but you ever read Superman Red Sun?
Yes.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
He's not evil there either.
No, he's just Russian.
Yeah, he's just a tool of the government.
Yeah.
Which he is in The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, not The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah. Like, he's just a tool of the government. Like, he's truth, justice, and the American way. But, like, is the American way always great? No. Hence, great writing. That's great. Love it.
So, what you're saying is the question should not be if you could go back in time and kill Hitler when he was a baby, would you do it? It's would you go back in time and give him a knock on the noggin?
Hard enough to kill him, yeah. All right,
but then he wouldn't be evil.
Nah, man, I'm not taking that chance.
He just had severe brain damage. My baby!
Yeah. Lady, you got to hear me out. He's going to do terrible, terrible things.
It's the 1910s. There's no medical care for this.
Sorry. And then I bonk her on the head. That's my thing. I'm the time traveling bonker. Bonk.
You know what? I'll finish the job. You just hit him one more time.
Yeah. Ma'am, I'm so sorry. Robbie, I wrote a song about this movie.
We haven't done trivia.
Shit. All right, Robbie, I got some trivia.
I got some trivia too. I got 4 trivia because 1 was blown.
Same. I got 5 trivia because I blew trivia. I went down on trivia.
Nice. Go first.
Thanks. All right, who is not considered as the voice of the Giant? Not considered. So, Peter Cullen, Sean Connery, Keith David, Frank Welker, or James Earl Jones?
Frank Welker.
It is not Frank Welker. It is Keith David.
That's what I was doing. That was my next guess.
Keith David. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know what it's from, but there's a meme going around where he's in the front of a car and he's like, "Welcome to hell, motherfucker!" It's fucking gold. I love it. And whenever I see it, when I'm scrolling, I fucking blast it. It makes me cry laughing.
In the first scene at the diner, what 2 condiments do Hogarth's mom make fun of a customer for not wanting? Ketchup and mustard, mayo and relish, mayo and mustard, mustard and relish.
I think it's ketchup and mustard.
That is wrong.
It's mayo and mustard.
It is mayo and mustard, yeah.
Yeah.
She goes, why don't we just get rid of all the flavor?
Yeah. It's good stuff. Because this is the first time I ever watched it with subtitles.
Ooh.
And I got to pick that up. I said, oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Which issue of Action Comics does Hogarth show the Giant?
Oh, God.
Is it issue 118, 188, 120, or 192?
188.
Correct.
What a guess.
What an incredible guess.
I do good guess. I got big breasts. What? What name does Kent Mansley compare Hogarth's name to when he's making fun of him? Zeppo, Harpo, Groucho, Chico.
I think it's Zeppo.
It is Zeppo, yeah.
Yeah. I do like when he realizes the name on the BB gun. He's like, Hogarth Hughes. Yeah. That's good stuff. What year does this movie take place? Is it 1955, 1956, 1957, or 1958?
1957.
Correct. It's the same year that Sputnik was launched.
More like Buttnick. More like Butt Dick.
Robbie.
What's the name of the burger joint in the billboard that the Giant blends in with? Astro Burger, Space Burger, Galactic Burger, Cosmo Burger.
Astro Burger.
No.
What was the last one?
Cosmo Burger.
Cosmo Burger.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Who did Warner Brothers want to play Dean? Michael Keaton, John Travolta, George Clooney, or Ben Stiller?
John Travolta.
Correct.
Yeah, he just seems like I don't know why.
Robbie. I feel like
Well, what?
at some point that this like the money started running out because the names they got are not the name like anywhere near the names they wanted. Like
I mean,
money-wise.
Jennifer Aniston was a huge name at this point.
That's true, but she's playing a pretty small part.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. I don't know, but like everybody else, it's like, I mean, Harry Connick Jr. is pretty big.
Yeah. What does Dean call espresso? Cocaine coffee? Electrified coffee? Coffeezilla? The Heart Rever?
Coffeezilla.
It is Coffeezilla, yeah.
Who did Warner Brothers want for Kent Mansley? Was it Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Keaton, Sylvester Stallone, or Jeff Bridges?
Michael Keaton.
Incorrect.
I have no idea.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That would have been terrible.
Why would you get a foreigner to play this like all-American guy?
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. That's it for me.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
What was the name of the book in the rest of the world? Ha ha ha!
What?
The original book, The Iron Giant. It was called. I said
The Iron Guy.
It's funny because that's my options are the Iron Guy, the Iron Robot, the Iron Man, the Iron Friend.
That's funny. That's almost verbatim all my choices as well.
We're so whimsical. I wrote a song.
Whoa. Hold up. Me too.
All right. Well, I also have a pick to flip. What would you like?
Oh, Robbie flipped that shit. I'll take heads.
It is heads.
I win again, Robbie.
Excellent. I'm proud of you.
What kind of song you got?
It's pretty rock and rolly.
Okay, you go first because I got kind of like a slower kind of song. Maybe I should go first. You go first.
Okay. My song does start off kind of slow. My song is called Superman.
Interesting.
It is, isn't it? Isn't it? Because it's about the Iron Giant. You'd think I would just call it Iron Giant.
Huh.
Yeah. So if anyone else called it Superman, they would also be stupid as shit.
Robbie, you know for a fact that my song is also called Superman. You're being facetious.
All right. My song's called Superman, and it goes like this. That's my song called Superman.
Nice. Fancy fingers.
Ding, dong, 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 dong.
Pretty good.
Thanks.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. It's about the Iron Giant.
what?
Yeah.
That I didn't get.
Well, if you didn't hear, I said Superman.
Ah.
So it might make you think that the song's about Superman, but it's actually about the Iron Giant.
Ah. Interesting.
Clark
it. I like-
Dent, because he's a dented robot.
Very good.
Thank you.
I liked how when you landed on the Superman, it was like a big drawn out like boom, like big chord.
Because he
I like
hits the
that.
ground hard.
Yeah.
Just boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. This is one of those songs I'm actually proud of. I actually was very happy with this one.
Yeah, it's good.
I
like it.
Thank you. Why don't you tell us about your song?
My song is called Superman as well.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, you believe that? You believe anything.
I believe it.
Yeah, makes sense. There's really no reason not to. It is I don't know. I've been writing songs in a weird kind of fashion.
You've been wearing weird stuff while you're
Yeah, I've been
writing
wearing
them?
like a dress or something.
Oh boy.
something I don't normally wear. But like I think I'm proud of it. I mean, I showed it to Alexis and she said she thinks this is one of the best songs I've ever written. And I said, "Thank you." So there's that. So yeah, it's called Superman and it goes like this.
They're not ready for you. You'll blow their mind. All of mankind.
Oh, thank you. That's my song called Superman.
I don't know if it's Spine Daddy.
Right. That's what I've been worried about this whole time. All 100 or almost 100 episodes.
And listen, it's no
I'm worried.
Spine Daddy or them plus size girls. But it's good.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I picked up the guitar. I played that, and I kind of liked how it descends and then ascends right at the end, real quick. It's like doom, 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 doom. It goes up. I just did "Mary Had a Little Lamb," but that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? But it's I don't know. It was.
And
it
he
was
picked up
interesting.
his Guitar for Beginners book and learned
Yep.
Mary Had a
I
Little
learned
Lamb.
"Mary Had a Little Lamb." I said, "This is good shit." But
Alexis, come check this out.
yeah, she's like, "This is the greatest thing you've ever done." Yeah, I got the strings in there. I hired an orchestra.
I don't think that's what you did.
That's true. And if I
It
did,
sounded good though.
yeah, if I did, I wasted my money because it sounds like a really cheap keyboard.
Hey,
But yeah, I just I don't know. I was going to do more guitar driven, but I figured every single one of these fucking songs that I've written for this podcast is guitar driven, with the exception of maybe like 2 or 3. So let me yeah, it's got an acoustic going the whole time, but it's mostly just like I don't know. It's chords, but it's I don't know. I'm just trying new things, you know. But
I like it.
thank you. Yeah, this is a very very good movie. And do you think this movie is okay to show second graders? Probably not, right?
Probably not.
Yeah. Because like I don't know. I feel like they might get bored, or they might hear the several times that they say like damn or hell and be like be like, you're missing the point. You're missing the point.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Show them in a few years.
Yeah. I just showed them the Goofy movie. They really like that.
That's fine. That's good for
Yeah.
second graders.
Yeah. All right. Well, what do we got going on next week there, Robbie?
That's an excellent question, Andy.
Isn't it?
Next week, we're meeting up with an old friend.
Nice.
We're meeting up with Mr. James Bond. And we're
Nice.
doing From Russia with Love.
Wow. From one movie that's kind of a little bit mentions Russia to another movie that does other Russia stuff.
From Russia with Gloves. I flew all the
Huh.
way from Russia wearing these gloves.
Wow. Have you ever seen that movie before?
No, I have
Me
not.
either. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. Because I used to rent all these old movies all the time at the library.
Very
And
good.
maybe I have seen it, but
The
we'll
library.
find out next week.
An excellent public resource.
Wow, look at that.
Fund your libraries, kids.
Yeah. Well, tell your parents because you can't fund shit because you're a kid.
There are no kids listening to this.
I hope not.
It's true.
Well, yeah, next week from Russia with Love. Robbie, socials. What about it?
Twitter. Or X, rather. Instagram. TikTok. YouTube. Letterboxd. The Royds Band. Or you could go to, I said YouTube already, I think.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure I said YouTube. You could also listen to the podcast on YouTube. And if you are, like, subscribe, give us a 5-star review wherever you're listening on. And also send us an email at roydsreview@gmail.com. Andy, where can they find our music?
You go to Spotify, you go to Apple Music, you go to Deezer, you go wherever you get your music, and you search the Royds, and you'll see 2 albums and a Christmas song. But also, you go to the royds.bandcamp.com, and you'll find all of these podcast songs that we've written, along with guest songs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. Make sure that you tell your friends if you like what you hear, even if you don't like what you hear. Tell them, like, hey, I've been listening to this shitty podcast. You should check it out.
Listen how shit
You know?
it is.
Yeah. And, leave a 5-star review wherever you can. Tell your friends. Word of mouse is very important.
Very
word
good.
of blouse. Word of Klaus. Word of mouth as well.
Word of South. Howdy.
Word of... oh, no. Oh, no, Robbie.
We're going to wait until you can think of one.
All right. What else is Alf?
That's not my fucking job, Andy.
Shit.
Not my job.
Word of South mouth.
Nope, not works because I've already said South.
Right, but if you put those two words together, it's a slang term for vagina.
Okay, well, according to Rhyme Zone, there's drouth.
The fuck is that?
I have no idea. Drouth.
Okay, word of drouth.
An alternative form of drought. A period of unusually low rainfall. Longer and more severe than a dry spell. So there's drought, there's Howth. It's a coastal village in Dublin. No. You pushed the buttons. There's Louth, Routh with an E at the end of it, Scouth, Strouth.
Word of Brandon Routh. It's the guy who played Superman. Superman Returns.
Oh, okay, very good. I'll take that.
Okay. Well, next week from Prussia with Love.
Very good.
Goodbye.
From Prussia with Lust.
Nice.
Bye.